Hello, who is there? Number to comment. I just see one person watching, but let me know who you are. Uh, to my YouTube. Hello. Today I'll be talking while crocheting at the same time. So we get the best of both worlds. This ain't gonna be a relaxing session. This not gonna be a rap session where we just listen to music. Today I'm just gonna talk from my heart on self-esteem and some of the stories and how and my background on self-esteem and what self-esteem is about and stuff like that. So I would be talking in this video. Usually videos I do with my sessions, I do not talk. We just relax, enjoy the music and be entertained. But on this video, I will be talking. So if you that person that want to listen to in, go feel free to do that. Hopefully this should not be long video or whatnot, but if it do, I could talk. And trust me, when I start talking, I can stop. But as I'm talking, I'll be working on my project as well. This is what I'm working on. It's a vets, so you'll be able to see that. So that's what I'm working on. I see red. I'm doing different colors. This is two colors. And the reason why it's two colors like this is because I end up getting the wrong red. I ain't get the regular red. I just got the cherry red. So cherry red and that. And so I'm using two colors. It was by mistake, but it may come out well. You know, um, it'll work out. So right now, this is almost there, but I want to be a little longer. I'm gonna do it. This is what I got as far so far. So other than that, let's go. I'm doing a diamond stitch, and with that, say as I go on, you see, I can see. I always want people to see the banner, but as well, so y'all can see everything too. But anyway, let's just start this. Um, Hold on, let me put this down here. Pen. Okay. I want y'all to see what I'm doing too. Uh, Hopefully y'all can hear me. Y'all can see the banner. Y'all can see me doing my thing. Listen. So I'm gonna talk about self-esteem. You know, for so many people's self-esteem is very, very, very looked over. Um, People accept, defeating thoughts. They accept what people, say about them, and low self-esteem is on an all high for a lot of people, and a lot of people deal with a lot of low self-esteem. You know, you got high self-esteem and you got low self-esteem. Some people um, is is people's that carrying low self-esteem. especially it affects a lot of kids. And the kids is the next generation. So self-esteem is very, very, very important in our life. And so growing up, this is my backstory. Growing up, um, I used to be called names. I used to be teased in school. I used to hate myself. I literally hated myself. I used to hate myself so much, and I built a bad, character, and I started having low self esteem about myself because I was being picked on, teased in school and stuff like that. And but growing as I grew up, and I began to understand that I am a good person. I am um, you know um, I could create my own world. I could create my own reality. I don't have to accept what someone said about me or think about me. That I could create my own reality by my thoughts. And so at the time, having low self esteem, I used to beat up myself every time I made a mistake, every time I did something that was wrong, or out of my character. I used to beat myself up, and it didn't help me because when you have low self esteem, you just it like you self sabotage yourself. And we gotta remember that ain't nothing low about you, ain't nothing little about you, ain't nothing small about you, ain't nothing you know bad about you. You came from the Creator, which is God. And on this thing, I usually talk about God, but on this video, I will talk about God. But you came from God, and people that have low self esteem don't understand that they not. It don't matter what people say about you or think about you. It's what you believe about yourself. So people that have low self esteem believe. Sorry, I didn't know that thing fell. But people that have low self esteem think so badly about themselves and their existence. These type of people deal with suicidal, so they are suicidal um, thoughts and stuff like that. I was dealing with that for so long, suicide, thinking to kill myself as growing up, because of what was done to me, you know. Um, you got to be careful. The Bible says in His Word that death and life is in the power of the tongue, and you got to be careful as parents. You got to be careful as friends or associates how you treat your friends, how you treat peoples, because you could affect their life in some way, shape, or form on what you say to them. It will, because our words are created. So somewhere in their life, it will affect them. You know, and especially if somebody have low self esteem about themselves, it will affect them because they like a sponge. They believe what they hear. And so I want to encourage you, okay, one, two, if you have low self esteem and you are dealing with low self esteem, you don't have to speak, you don't have to stay in that shape. You could come out of low self esteem, and you could create your own reality, you know. You can create your own reality by how you see yourself, by what you say out your mouth. Remember, the people's and people's always play a big role in people's that have low self-esteem. The people's that was talking to you or saying things about you or picking and playing around, those people were speaking what they their definition of how they seen you at the time. They were speaking from their mind. They were speaking, and they was actually um, prophesizing your future. They was actually creating uh, not your reality, but their reality, and so their reality became your reality because you believed it and you didn't do nothing about it. So people that have low self-esteem deal with word curses. Word curses is when a father tells his son, go figure it out, or you're dumb, you don't know what you're doing, you're slow and learn. You want to, you retarded. When people say things that's bad to other kids or bad to other people, it create something that can hang around for a long time until they change it. So if you have low self esteem, it's not the end of the ropes from you. It's not the end of the. It's you're gonna be okay. Um, you just got to change. You got to change what was said about you. You got to change it by believing different. You got to change your words because people that have deal with low self esteem. Remember, people hurt people hurt other people. So you got to start changing your words, what you saying about yourself. So we're not what people say about you or how they treated you or how they treated you. It's what you say to yourself. So a person that deal with low self esteem say things about themselves badly. They look at their self. They compare. People that have deal with low self esteem, they compare what they see out there in the world. They compare themselves with somebody else. People that deal with low self esteem um, don't value themselves. They don't value their gifts, their talents, what God put in their hands. They don't value their time on earth. They always looking out the window, looking at somebody else's life, you know. And these people deal with low self esteem. Um, it's because of what was said or what was done to them. Remember, I don't care what nobody say. Words is creative. Words create your future. What is said to a child or what is said to you, and what you accept to be you, and what you see yourself being, and who you believe yourself to be. That's who that you shape your world. You shape your world. You shape your reality to what you would be and what you would have in the future on based on your words and what's coming out your mouth and what you believe in and what you thinking on a daily basis and what and how like they say it's not what somebody say about you, it's what you answer to. It's not what somebody say about you, because people gonna always talk or people gonna always say things, but it's what you answer to. you know Remember, that's a false uh, uh, that was their false description. This is a false, description on what they thought you was, or what they thought, who they think you are. That's not the real description. That's not the real person. You're not who you appear to be. You is not a body. You is not. You got to know who you are. You're not the person you see in the mirror every day. That's not who you are. You is more than that. You is more than what you see in the mirror. Remember, when God made you, He made you unique. He made you so. He said you are fearfully, wonderfully made. He made you so unique and different. You have a rare. You are rare in the world. There's no one like you in the world, and there will never be no one else like you in the world. You are one of a kind. A person that deal with low self esteem don't understand that they is one of a kind. You are rare. You know, everybody in the world have a different fingerprint. I don't care if you brothers, sisters, twins. Everybody have a different fingerprint. Nobody have the same identity fingerprint. Everybody have a different eye pupil, in their eyes. Everybody have a different. Everybody print is different. Everybody eye pupil, recognition is different. So that means you are unique and you are one of a kind. When God made you, He made you unique with your gifts and who you are. One, two, three. So people's that deal with low self-esteem, and then most stars when they growing up or in school, um, it's because of what is being said. It's what is the words that and how they've been treated. How the world begin to look at them, and how the world see them. And so most times, people that deal with low self-esteem, want to fit in because they do not accept themselves to being who they are. They don't accept themselves, and so they want to fit in with the in crowd because they don't believe in their own. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe um, who they are, and they don't accept themselves. They want to be like somebody else, and so they end up following the wrong crowd and end up doing things with the wrong crowd. They don't want to stand out. They feel that they is weird. They feel that they don't have no sense of value to bring to the world, and so people that deal with low self esteem deal with all manner of different things like suicide and worry and uh, disconnection. Just a person that want to just be alone. People that she's dealing with low self esteem always find themselves by themselves because of they don't they feel so bad about themselves, and um, they feel that people would not accept them for being who they are, and so they deal with that, and so they try to deal with all this stuff on their own, dealing with low self-esteem, dealing with self-esteem. But you could go on with low self-esteem, but it is high self-esteem. And this is my story, dealing with. I never really had depression. I never dealt with depression, but I dealt with low self-esteem and I dealt with suicide. I used to be suicidal, and in many cases, because of God helped me through it. But growing up, I didn't have a good life. I can't tell you I had a good life, and so on and so forth. I went through, especially in school, I was teased, I was abused, I was, abused and different things like that. I went through a lot of things in my childhood up to now, and I understand it was for the process that God had me in, and He knew why He placed me in those different environments and different things, and why I went through what I went through. But that's when low self esteem started to form. Um, Skills, sorry, I don't know what's going on. That's how low self esteem start to form when a person don't believe in himself enough. Sorry. Sorry, that's when low self esteem start to form when a person don't believe not only in themselves but they don't accept themselves and they don't see no value. That's a bit different. They don't see value in their 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 self. They don't find value in themselves. They don't believe that they is a contribute to the world anyway. So why a person want to commit suicide or want to go down that route because they don't see no significant value in themselves, or they don't believe that they could be anything or do anything because of what was said, because of the words that was spoken over them and around them. So you, as parents, you got to be careful how you talk to your kids. You got to be careful what you are saying to your kids because you are planting seeds. You are planting seeds. You either planting seeds of greatness or you planting seeds of failure and disaster because of what you are saying to your kids. Do not call your kids dumb. Do not call your kids, um, you know, retarded. Do not call your kids out their name. And if you a person that just always just you just have a motor mouth or a running, or just they say anything that comes to your mind, well, you got to be really careful because you are shaping your kids' mind to believe that's who they are. You don't tell a kid certain things when they small. You don't expose them to certain things when they small because they like sponges and they take that in and then they affect their future in so many ways. Speak things that you want to see manifest in your life in your existence. So to deal with low self-esteem, it is to speak. Speak what you want to see transpire in your life. No matter what they say and how you grew up and what they say about you, remember, you could reshape that. You could turn the times. You could turn the hands of time and do it better. Because the ball is in your hand. The powers in the Bible say life and death is in your tongue. What you are saying, what you are speaking on a daily basis about yourself is going to manifest, right? Now there's some components that for certain things to manifest, it takes certain things, but the creative word is in you. So what you saying out your mouth, you begin to believe. So a person that deal with low self-esteem, what they are saying or what being said to them, they begin to believe. It begin to form a thought. It begin to form a creation in their mind. So the Bible says, as a man think in his heart, so is he. So a lot of times, we begin to create stuff that we don't want. We begin to create things. Yeah, this is right. We begin to create things that we don't want. We got to create things that are appreciative of us, that are praiseworthy. The Bible talk about thinking those things that was good, they're lovely, a good report that's praiseworthy. Think on those things. A person that deal with low self-esteem, think on all the bad things, all the things that someone done to them, say to them. But to resolve that issue of low self-esteem, you first got to believe in yourself. You first got to speak the right words over yourself, over your kids, over your loved one, over your future. You got to say to yourself that I am valuable. You know, even if you don't know the value right now you hold, you keep saying it until it manifests. You keep speaking it until it manifests. I am positive. I am, whatever you want. I am great. I am powerful. You know, This is the one of the ways to build up your self-esteem is to say what you want. If you don't want it, don't say it. Don't say it. Right? Remember, you don't have no control what somebody think about you. You have no control what somebody say about you. You have no control. You have no control what somebody else's feelings about you. But you got most control on what you say about yourself and how you see yourself. Right? You have control over that. You don't have control on what somebody else said about you. You have no control on what somebody done to you, but you have control on what you see. Say about yourself and how you see yourself and what you are doing to yourself. What are you afflicting more pain on yourself? Are you afflicting more pain by telling yourself different things? I used to tell myself, "Oh, I can't, I can't." I used to tell myself things like that. I can't do this. It's hard. I'm not for that. I can't do that. Are you telling yourself praiseworthy notes like I could do this? I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Um, I am an overcomer. I could do this. Are you telling you what are you telling yourself on a daily basis? If you tell yourself, I am, you know, what ugly, that's just for example, I'm ugly. Nobody can never find nobody because this and that, or people don't see me as attractive, or I can't do this, I can't do this. That's what you keep telling yourself. You're gonna keep getting that same outcome of what you are saying about yourself. You know, so you got to change what you are saying about yourself. You got to change how you see yourself. You got to change what you're thinking about yourself. You got to change your reality. Remember, whatever happened to you, whatever they said about you, remember, it only affects you if you allowed it to. Remember, no one have no power over you but you. I mean, no one have no power over you but God and you. You and God is the creator of your world. No one can create your world. If you don't want it, don't accept it. If you don't want it, don't accept it. You don't need to accept everything that comes to you. And a lot of time we understand that we don't have to accept everything that comes to us. What someone done to you is none of your business. Your response is to love them anyhow. Your response is to forgive them. And a lot of times, people that deal with low self-esteem hold unforgiveness. You know, and it's the truth. I could talk because I was victim of low self-esteem. I was victim of that because I used to hold things in my heart, and I was unforgiving the things people done to me. You know, and because of low self-esteem, you know, I was unforgiving. But people that deal with low self-esteem hold unforgiveness. You got to forgive. You got to forgive. Somebody say you can forgive, but you can't forget. You got to forgive and forget because long as you holding on to what was done to you or what was said about you, it's gonna you're gonna continue to create more of that by holding on to it. Remember, people that um, have low self esteem they live in that circle. They live in being that person, a victim of low self esteem. Whatever done to you, whatever was done to you, you live a residual life of that until you free yourself, until you get free. Hey, my auntie is on. My auntie, I don't know, my daddy's sister. I've got your auntie is on. Thank you. Um, Appreciate you for coming. But we talking about low self-esteem, you know. So forgiveness is a key to having high self-esteem. You know, all what people done to you, forgive them. You know, forgive them, let it go. Um, Move forward now. You know, they say that about you. They did it, so you forgive them, love them. This is what our requirements is to love and to forgive. And now you start to speak. Life powers in your tongue. Now you start speaking over your life. You start speaking what you want. You start saying who you are. I am wonderfully and fearfully made. You know, say that to yourself. I am wonderfully and fearfully made. God made me the way He made me. Right? I cannot take back. I cannot pull back. I gotta accept me who I am. This is who I am, and I'm going to be this person. Who you choose to be. Do you choose to be a murmurer? Do you choose to be a complainer? Do you choose to be that person that keep holding on to something things of the past? Or you going to be that person that's going to be a victorious to help other people to free other peoples? Are you going to be that person that's going to help other peoples? Or are you going to be that person that keep holding on to being a victim? You know, you could continue to be the victim or you could change it. It's your choice. Everything in life is a choice. You choose to be in, you choose your life. You choose to be, you know, who you are. You choose to be defeated. You choose to be unforgiveness. You choose that. Life is a choice. One, two, three. So start choosing better words. Start choosing better thoughts. Start choosing better things. You know, this will help low self esteem. If you're really ready to come out of low self esteem, it's a choice that you make. It's a choice that you make that will give you the right to free yourself and to think differently about yourself. It's all about people that deal with low self esteem. It's just a mind thing. It's how they see themselves. It's how they think in their mind. They see themselves. They see themselves in a bad way. They begin to think like that. Whatever you think, the Bible says, as a man thinking in his heart, so is he. You're gonna have what you say. So if you thinking badly about yourself, you're gonna start speaking badly about yourself. And people that deal with low self-esteem think badly about themselves. So therefore, they start speaking badly about themselves, and they start adopting or accepting what was said about them or to them, what was done. They start accepting it and they start believing it. It's in a belief cycle. Then they start living into a residual of low self-esteem. I dealt with low self-esteem, you know, and people that deal with low self-esteem most times go into feelings of depression and isolation. And so I just want to encourage you all today. You know, if you're dealing with that, you know, you don't have to be a victim of it. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay being, you know, low self esteem and low self esteem. You could choose better thoughts. You could choose better words. You could choose to believe different. It's all what you want. You don't have to stay there, right? There's a place card there. You don't have to stay there. You could change. You could go. You could change the way you think. You could change your, you know, your circle of friends. Those that don't believe you, cut them off. You know, you don't have to be around them. You don't have to settle. People that deal with low self esteem, remember, they don't believe in themselves. They don't know who they are. They accept anything. Uh, they accept words. They like a sponge. They like a sponge. And in a bad way, they absorb everything that is said and done to them. They just absorb everything. And you don't have to live that life. So if you're dealing with low self-esteem, and that is who you know where you at right now in your reality, um, I want to just give you some good news. The good news is You don't have to stay there. The good news is you don't have to stay right where you at. You know, whether you was done wrong, whether you was molested when you were small, you don't have to stay there. Christ want to free you. God want to free you, whatever that may be. You are dealing with. We all deal with something. These is feelings we carry on into our adulthood, and you could change. You could change. You just got to accept who you are. You got to accept that you are a winner and not a loser. A person that have low self-esteem only think low of themselves. So to solve your problem, I mean, you got to just start thinking better of yourself. Like they say, if you want a better health, you got to start doing something different. You got to start changing your diet. You got to start doing things different. So to have better high self-esteem about yourself, you got to start doing something different. Anywhere you don't want to be, you don't have to be. Anywhere you don't want to be, you do not have to be. Don't let no one allow you to settle. And don't you tell yourself to settle. No, you don't have to think like that. You don't have to be that way. You could change if you want to. But if you comfortable and you have created that to being your reality, and you have been comfortable with being in that place of low self-esteem, well, that's your choice. And that's where you want to be at this time. But people that deal with low self-esteem is just a mental um, picture that they put in their mind and how they see themselves, and they don't see themselves higher in any thinking and stuff. Remember, this is going to help you too. Think of yourself as uh, more than enough. Think of yourself as having more. Think of yourself as a God. Because we came from God. So everything that we are who He is. So when God made you, He made you unique. He made you different. He made you one of a kind. You have His identity. You have His genes. You have, oh my God, you have royal blood flowing through you. So it don't matter what people say about you or thought about you or talked about you. We went through that, but you don't have to stay there. Do not stay where you at. Do not stay in low self-esteem. Do not stay. And people that have low self-esteem always attract people that are just like them, that have low self-esteem. So the peoples that you're around do not improve you or try to encourage you to move and do better things. Those type of people you need to cut off. People that don't enhance who you are, those people that you need to cut off. Right? We all gonna deal with something in life, but don't let it deal with you. Right? Don't let what you are going through deal with you. So to have self-esteem, what you need to do? First of all, you need to start speaking better of yourself. Start thinking better of yourself. Start doing something for yourself. Treat yourself every now and then. Get around better people that are going to speak better about you, speaking life into you, speaking better things about you. Um, start, this is how I came out of low self esteem. Um, you know, get around people that are doing something. You know, get around people that are doing something. So people that are going somewhere. Hey, Atlanta White, get self-esteem. Um, read books. You know, get books. The book that I recommend you read, is a Bible, yes, but also I recommend you read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I recommend you read books that will help you think different, right? Um, Start speaking affirmations every day. Speak affirmations. This is what I used to do. I used to speak affirmations. Speak affirmations to what you want to have in life, what you want to be, what you want to accomplish. Speak better of yourself, think better of yourself, and see yourself the way God see you. This was going to help you boost your self-esteem because it's all just how you feel, right? When you look at it, at the end of the day, it's people that have low self-esteem, high self-esteem is how they feel about themselves, right? And to feel better about yourself, you got to put in better so you can feel better about yourself. You got to put in better to feel better about yourself, right? It's like depression. It's how people feel. Excuse me. People that deal with depression is how they feel. And to change that, you got to do something different. Hey, I see three people's on. There's a lot of people that deal with depression. They deal with all type of things. Self-esteem because how our world is, and you know how people see you. In the world, people deal with self-esteem and stuff like that. How they see themselves, but you got to see yourself bigger. You got to see yourself better. I don't think God made any ugly person on the earth. Ain't nobody ugly. We all have a uniqueness to us. We just we just we just different in our own way, you know. And you may have seen people call other people's out their name and stuff like that, but it's just to help people that are dealing with depression, dealing with low self-esteem. What you could do to help you get out of it and to better. So that's all I wanted to just talk about today. I just see a couple of people's on. I appreciate you all coming on and everything like that. I'm just doing what I'm doing, creating my bets that I'm making. Just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. I said a lot on this video, and definitely you can go back and really watch this. If you are dealing with, someone that's suffering with, uh, emotional feelings, um, whatever they are, emotional feelings on themselves and low self esteem and all that. It's just feelings. Just got to deal with it, and you just got to know who you are. Know if you know who you are. Those feelings. You like, what? Somebody say something about you. Okay, I don't care what they say. I know who I am. I know what I have. I know who I am. So it won't bother you so much. But people that deal with low self esteem don't know who they are. They don't know their gifts. They don't know who they are. They just accept every and anything that comes their way and will come to them. Remember, somebody could, like they say, somebody could uh, present something to you or try to, throw their low or their garbage on you. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept everything. You don't have to accept everything that comes to you. You don't have to accept everything that comes to you or comes your way. You don't. Like I say, those feelings, you know, you could handle those feelings before it get worse. Because if you constantly thinking about something over and over and over, especially with some as a low self esteem, having low self esteem about yourself, constantly thinking of something over and over and over in your head about yourself, because it's a battle that's in your mind, right? So if you're thinking about something constantly over and over about yourself, you start believing it. So instead of thinking bad about yourself and thinking bad about who you are, change those thoughts, change what you think about yourself, put in better things, put in better thoughts, put in better things. Like I said, you can start by reading, you know, books that will help you enhance that, or feed you, different things about yourself, so you can think different. So, I'm just doing my thing here. Anybody want to comment on that? Low self esteem, high self esteem? You can. One, two, three. Have you dealt with low self esteem? Have you dealt with, or are your self esteem high? You know, do you think about, do you think highly about yourself? Because I know some people could be very not understanding on a next person, and so they may interpret you as different, or interpret what you do and as different, because they don't understand. They don't know. um, they don't understand you. A lot of times people don't understand you because you unique or you different, and just know that. Um, just know that one day they will understand. Whew. See, I see some people's coming on. It's 50 minutes in. Let's see what's on this. Okay, kind of 50 minutes in. Y'all can continue to watch me. I'm pretty much done with the speech. So you want to hear the speech? You have to wait till I end this live, and you could be able to watch the replay and everything like that. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly. Somebody named Kimberly. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you. Thanks. I'm finna go, y'all. Thanks for coming on. When I see people coming on, I don't know. I can let y'all sit and watch. It's an hour in. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll be doing this offline. I'll see y'all tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you all that came on their support. I appreciate you. I'm gonna wrap it up. You all be able to see, you know, the replay when I get off here. Hopefully, you all enjoyed this live today. Appreciate you. Same thing with my YouTube family. I appreciate you as well. And I thank you for all for supporting and coming on. Whether you just wrote in and you just seeing me, I still appreciate you. Appreciate your view, your time, and I see you all tomorrow, maybe the same time. Um, this is Life Crocheting with me every week. I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now. Hey, guess what I wanted to do? And you too, my friends. I see you all on the next one as well. Be blessed.